I think after that, like so I don't have that pain that I had, 3 years ago. But there's something now that's just different. Like I can't. My squats. I'm not squatting like a normal person squats. I'm off. I'm favoring my left side over my right. Now my right knee is starting to have pain.
Okay. Are you favoring because of pain, or are you just feeling balanced?
I feel imbalanced, okay. And it's like I'll catch myself doing it, like when I'm doing squats or just doing like hang cleans. Just now, I feel myself leaning to my left,
okay.
And it's like snatches are doing the same thing. Where like when I get to the bottom, I'm in this position where this knee is back. This whole leg is back, and then in lifts, that knee's coming forward, and I mean, I'm squatting like this.
You squat that knee?
Yes, because if I go wider, it doesn't feel good.
Well, maybe you should switch it up. Maybe you should try wider. Because right now, normally that doesn't feel good, right?
Like this feels good to me. Like I feel okay here, but if I go wider, then I start to feel like I'm doing more of that twisting.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. How long has it been going on?
Oh, about like a few years.
This most recent episode.
Last 6 months.
6 months.
Or maybe 3 months. Yeah, I used to go get adjusted a lot, and that would temporarily fix it, but then I'd knock it out of place again, or whatever that means.
Okay. So we kind of like dispel some like myths, right? So, as a young, healthy female, discs can reduce. Basically, like the bulge can go away.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not a permanent thing. Right? So it's really important to understand. Someone who's healthy and works very hard, trains well. The bulge probably has reduced, which is a good thing. It's like the pain is gone, but the bulge can still be there, and you can still have pain, discomfort, imbalance. Does not have to relate 100% to a structural issue. Okay. Being very in tune with your body is a good thing. I'm about to start a series on the biopsychosocial model in CrossFit athletes. So this is really good because you're going to fit my mold and like everything that I'm talking about, because we feel like we're very educated on movement and things like that, but I think we get too educated as a non-healthcare professional.
Yeah.
And we think that, we get so hyper focused and locked in on this, like, as CrossFitters, on like the K-Star concept, like perfect symmetry, perfect mobility, perfect everything, and it's just not the way that it's supposed to work. Okay, so if we just pull back our I guess worrisomeness of like not squatting 100% exactly perfect all the time, then we can just let ourselves relax a little bit and start to flow back into the state. So, so show me a few squats. Let's see what you got. Yeah.
I'm on the spot. Am I really squatting to standard now?
Good, just one. That's okay. That's really perfect. Just one. Also, focus. Good.
I'm not very social.
Good. Good. It's an inappropriate progression to increase volume or increase load, right? So basically, stress is how we improve, right? That's like mentally, socially, physically, emotionally. Stress ourselves to progress, right? Right? That's what exercise is. That's what curls do. They stress them, they build it, they break down, we build it, right? So that relates into volume, right? Injury prediction is really, really hard, and we don't know anything about predicting injury. Because there's people that move terrible in here, Mako, in my clinic, everywhere, that move terrible, that never did.
Yeah.
You move really well. You have a really good squat. There's nothing wrong with your squat, but you feel like you have some discomfort, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, barring some psychosocial implications of like that worrisome stress, like over-analysis, hyper-focus, catastrophization, right? If we just pull that out for a minute, because we're going to put it back in, we're going to talk about it, right?
Okay.
And what those things mean. But right now, I think it's very, very specific to volume. If you can air squat and squat with a barbell, then you can squat without pain. It's just walking through that door and leaving your ego outside and doing the appropriate modifications at the appropriate time, right? So, let's see your squat right now. Okay? You can just face this way.
Even if I get under a
Right.
barbell this way. Like, what are you talking about? Like, how do I do this?
Are you sure you haven't always squatted like that?
I probably have.
Okay.
Probably have.
Because you go there,
but-
you go there pretty comfortably.
See, if I force it now, I'll just feel
Okay, that's fine.
wonky.
I mean, I'm like, I've seen plenty of people squat.
I'll see you later.
Yeah. You squat with what? You lift Olympic shoes all the time?
Not all the time.
Do you feel better or worse in your shoes?
I feel better than
Feel better.
Yeah.
So, why do we wear lifters?
Huh?
Why do we wear them?
Because I feel like my feet are connected to the ground in them.
You feel a little stronger, right?
Yeah.
But for a lot of people, they wear them for like a balance thing, right?
Yeah.
To create more an upright posture, right? Well, you have Gumby ankles. Like your ankles, you have like there's no stopping, right? Like you're straight up and down. Not many people can be straight up and down on back squat just because their anatomy is not built like that. You are. So when you put Oli shoes on, for me, I haven't seen you squat in Olympic shoes, but I'm gonna guess your knees are probably even further forward, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But maybe for right now, maybe there is. If we're feeling uncomfortable, right? I look at everything as like, instead of trying to change everything about like going to the knees and like, oh, there's a hip thing or something, let's just change the way we squat for a little bit and see if we don't create some improved function and reduce discomfort. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to put your feet straight and just see how it goes.
Okay.
All right, sure. But there's no discomfort squatting with just the bar, right?
Yeah, after a couple reps, I can start feeling it like in my knee.
Put your toes all the way up to you. Yes.
Alright.
Stay there. Good. Tempo down. Good. Drive your knees out just up. Just squat.
You know, this is really hard for me, right?
Just
Like, I
squat.
want to adjust.
Just squat. You're fine. Good. Don't look at the ground. It's not really motion. Good. I did. Track that knee over your fourth toe. Alright? Yep. Better. Good. Good. Two more. Same thing. Track that knee out. There we go. Better. Good. Good. You can rack it.
Huh?
Rack it.
Okay.
You okay?
I feel like this leg was doing all the work.
Okay. You looked even.
Okay.
You looked at
Yeah.
there was no imbalance. You sit here, you sit there. You weren't on your toes. Your weight was distributed well, right? Do you do any single with it? Oh man! Ding 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 ding.
Not as much as I should.
All right. So how many times a week is that? Like once every 2 weeks, maybe.
Probably once a week.
Okay. Once a week. What do you do?
Like step ups. Like when we single leg
You do
deadlifts.
Bulgarian split squats.
Huh?
Bulgarian split squats. Really?
No, I
No.
don't.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so again, instead of diving into the weeds and getting in there like this anatomical reasoning, right? Because we can always find something. That's our job, right? I go to school for way too long and tell people that something's wrong with them, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't think there's anything wrong with you. You squat really well. You squat better than 98% of the world. So I don't think it's your squat. I think it's maybe a little bit of too much consistency, too much of the same thing all the time, right? Repetitive motion creates tendinopathy, right? Like running creates patellar tendinopathy sometimes, throwing, swimming, repetitive motions, on the ton of squatting, right? Cleaning, snatching, right? All the same things. When we have that repetitive motion all the time, our body just starts to, that's what like the overuse term, right? That's what it is, okay? So if we can create some variance in our training, right? We can hopefully still work and still get stronger, but like from a different angle, right? So we can give that specific motion a little bit of a rest, right? So what I suggest for you is no heavy squatting, so you can do your tempo squats, pause squats, okay? All right? See? We talk about the door, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I don't squat heavy now.
Right,
but-
that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right, you gotta, so it might not be heavy, but it might still be too heavy. If it's discomforting, and it's progressively trending down, then it's too heavy right now,
Okay.
right? Because once we're in pain or once we're in discomfort, the nervous system is now in an upregulated state. Okay? So that means the same activity will cause pain when before it wouldn't. Even though you're not weaker, there's nothing wrong. Just the nervous system is in this like state of protection. Okay, so we have our firing level, right? We're always down here. But once we're in pain or discomfort or whatever the initial reason was, right? Bad clean, tendonitis, whatever it is, we're upregulated. So now we only have this much room to play with until we get that firing level, and you're like, it sucks, right?
Yes.
Okay, right, exactly. So you're like, man, I haven't done anything different, right? And it's not like you feel weaker or anything like that. It's just like the same things you're doing is now causing pain. So what we have to do is we have to modify our activity. So we lower the volume, and for you, it's just going to be lower the intensity. So keep the percentages low. I want you to change your squat up.
Okay.
Okay. I want your
force
feet.
myself in that.
Yeah, but I don't want you to do it heavy. I don't want you to go over like 60%,
Okay.
right? But I want you to prioritize RDLs, single leg RDLs, and single leg split squats, heavy lunging as your primary lifters for a while until this leg starts to feel strong again. Okay, or that you feel a little more balanced, right? The single leg work, it's not anything that's going to be that specific. You can do any single leg work you want. Okay, I want you to do things. I want you to try and implement ones you haven't done before, like the split squat. Okay, step ups can be heavy, right? Or what we would consider like a dead stop step up. So basically, utilizing here, right, and not just pushing up. Okay, so we're going to lean over and just drive off the top leg. Okay, so when we get that push up, it still ends up being like almost like a bilateral movement. And again, we're just creating some variance. We're just adding in some things that I know you're not doing, and normally the body adapts really well. We give it a rest of like what's causing the discomfort and the pain. Okay, and then we add in some other things that we need to be doing anyways. Right? Injury is a really good time to work on the shit that we don't ever want to work.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that means no full cleans and no full snatches. You can power. Just get okay with it. It's good. Oh, I know. Oh gosh. Again, door, ego, learn it.
Gotcha.
Okay? It's important because we don't want to do all these things, right? It's like it's open time, right? I don't want to stop doing chest bars, but it's like my shoulder starts hurting. I want to be able to do week 4 when 180 of them come out. It's going to be an absurd number this year. It's coming. I know it is, right? So I know it's going to be an insane number. I want to be able to do them. So I know I'll have to stop if that point comes. Right?
Yeah.
And if I don't, then I'm not going to be able to train long term. Right? Longevity, even though we want to compete and everything, longevity is still the key to all of it.
Yeah.
We want to train for a long time, right? So that's why we cycle, right? And we should maybe cycle a little bit better, right? But it's really important, right? He's like, oh, it's you said it's 3 years. Well, it's been hurting for 3 years. Okay, well, it's been hurting for 6 months, 3 months. This episode, right? It's like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
So it means that it's something consistently that the body's adapting like it's supposed to the stress, but then we're kind of full circling back around because we still hit those like repetitive patterns all the time. So let's just change it up and see how the body reacts to it, and it should react really well, right? Instead of going to get adjusted because you are as flexible as gone. Okay, I want you to get stronger unilaterally. Okay, not saying you're weak because you're not, but let's just focus on unilateral strength and unilateral training. Okay, with a little bit of a modified squat. Give our full dynamic squats a little bit of a rest. Okay, and see if your hips will start to feel better. They normally do.
You said no more than 60%.
Yeah, for the new squat pattern. That's
Okay.
just because it's a new squat pattern.
Okay.
Right, but for the single leg and stuff like that, videotape yourself. Make sure that you're stepping the same. Right, a lot of people that have like hand on one side and the other, they'll do lunges and they'll go one here and then they'll do the other one. And they'll be like, and they'll,
Yeah.
I'm like, do you feel a difference? Like, no. I'm like, your step was 1,000 feet off. Right, there's nothing wrong with that. Just try and create a little bit of symmetry while you're training. Right, again, because it will challenge the body in different ways. Right, so if we're always used to squatting like this, and we squat like this, we're going to challenge the hips in a completely different fashion, right? So if we do it light, and we do it consistently, right? Moderate volume, okay? Low intensity, and the hips will start to adapt. They're like, oh, what's going on? Oh, this is different, and they'll just,
Gotcha.
right? So instead of like training within our bubble, right? Think of like bodybuilding, right? Or like people that come into CrossFit. Like, why do they always? They're in a lot of pain to start, right? Or they struggle much because they go from their bubble if they have like a somewhat of like a normal exercise background, bench press, curls, shoulder press, right? And then we take them to these outer ranges. They struggle at first, but then they adapt to it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I see it all the time with new members.
Right. It's tough to accept
Apply
it.
it to myself.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, and you just don't think about that's. Now I totally see what you're saying.
Okay. Because there's nothing wrong with the way you're moving. Let's
Okay.
just change it up and see if you don't start to just feel a little bit better. You can go back to it. I'm not saying that you got to change forever, right? Let's just change our patterns, our movement patterns, and the same thing that we're doing all the time, and just add in a few different things and create some variance. And the body really adapts well to like varied exercise, right? CrossFit claims constantly varied. It's really not. It's like the same set of movements in different fashion, right? So that's why unilateral work for a weightlifter specifically. You guys don't. We're only doing technically one movement, right?
Yeah.
2, pull and squat. That's it, right? That's the only thing. Press down. That's like similar to a snatch. So it's really the same 2 movement patterns. So put some unilateral work in, right? Cossack lunges or squats, right? Looking to create some consistency. Move out of the sagittal plane. Okay, all right. Bulgarian split squats. Dead stop, step ups. Let's try a couple of them. All right, and then we'll be done. Okay, so this side. Okay, so how we step on this turn. Okay, so it's gonna be on. Then what you're trying to do? Give me 3 step ups. Okay, I'll do it like I asked you. Oh man. Good. Perfect. Good. Try the other leg.
It's my good leg.
Good. Try like I asked you. Good. Try again. There we go. Good.
Okay. Like
Right.
pause.
Yeah.
Support my weight.
Yeah. So almost like almost like leaning off the ground, right? Right. Find it through there, right? This is probably a good height, so like 16 inches. Okay, you probably do. You're feeling the first thing on like a 20-inch box. You're feeling good. Add some weight to it, and then the same thing coming down. Yep. So then we'll reach down nice and slow, almost like a modified pistol. Okay?
So I can't do pistols anymore. I had my back spasm not too long ago from doing pistols. I just don't do them anymore.
You know, let's say they're like a needed movement. If you want to work on them, this is a really good way, right?
Yeah.
This will crush you.
No, that's what I've been working on.
Dude, you're flexible. Flexible people don't need to stretch. If you could go 3 weeks without stretching, I would put money on it. You would feel better. Guaranteed. I don't ever say guaranteed. Stop stretching. I bet you can lay pigeon and flop over, right?
Not
Don't lie. Lay down. I don't believe you with an ounce of my body.
that well. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So when we're super flexible, we don't need to stretch, right? It's like someone who can muscle snatch 100 kilos, but that can't snatch 120. They don't need to get stronger, right? They need to get better in overhead positions.
Yeah.
Same thing, right? When you don't move well, you should stretch. You should not stretch. Your stretch every day should be a 95-pound barbell and sitting in like a modified squat. This here and just sitting. And just hanging out. 30 seconds. That's your warm-up every day, right? Get comfortable, get even, straighten the feet out, 30 seconds, stand, rack it 5 times, right? That should be your stretching. No pigeon, no toe touches, no straddles, whatever the hell you do, okay? Stop it, okay? No bands, no flossing, get rid of all of it, right? This is your stretching routine, right? Build resilience in your positions you're uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Makes
So
sense.
use this as your intervention. Like if our goal is to squat, use it as an intervention, just modify it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. And then
Yeah.
it's more time on the barbell. We want all the time on the barbell that
True.
right? So
Yeah.
since we have to modify so much right now, let's get the other time in the pauses and holds and things like that, and use this to help our hips get more comfortable. Right? Because I don't think they're injured. I don't think it's anything like that. I really truly believe it's just a ton of, we can even get something that's called like an extensibility issue, which is like truly just too flexible, right? Because our body is getting a little bit of discomfort because our firing patterns are a little bit off because we're super flexible, right? So for you could even, if you were just a little bit tighter, you'd probably pull better off the ground. You'd probably get out of the hole a little bit.
Okay.
Cool?
Yeah.
Completely different than I thought I was going to say, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
questions?
No, but if I do, I'll shoot you a message
shoot
or
me a text.
something.
Yeah. All right. Bulgarian splits, single legs.
Single leg stuff.
If you want to condition every day, go walk, quarter-mile lunge, heavy for the rest of your life.
I will.
But your hips will feel great.
You're right. They will. You're right.
Unilateral work, get strong. Not that you're weak, just focus all your effort into like stabilizing and getting, just getting comfortable with the bar again, right, and not stretching.
Stretching.
Man,
Let's do a podcast.
cool.
Thanks, CJ.